Hello everyone, my name is Lila from the Edison Public Library, and I'm here today to show you some more crafts. Since the school season is coming upon us, I thought it would be a good idea to show everyone how to make a quick, cheap, and easy file organizer. So let's get into the supplies you're going to need. See you in a bit.
So for this craft, you are going to need an empty box of cereal or any other sort of tall box, Mod Podge, paint, paint brushes, scissors, something to mark the box, and any other decorative items that you want to put on. I'm going to be using some scrap paper that I've been keeping to the side, but you can use any sort of decorative items such as like beads or old magazines or anything like that. So let's get into what you're going to do.
So the first thing you're going to want to do with your box is mark along your box where you're going to want to cut it. I usually do this just to make sure that I am not going in too deep. Like for instance, I don't think that will be deep enough, so I'm going to start at this corner and just make my way down. Now that mark should be deep enough. Yeah, I think I will like where that's going. And with the mark you just made, you're going to just want to start cutting. So take your box and just start trimming along the line. Okay, so we have our first cut here. So we made that line for ourselves just so we can get an idea of where we're going to need to cut in the back, because now, just to make sure we keep things even, we'll be able to match up where the line starts and where it goes to. So I'm not sure if you can see in there, but basically what I did was I matched up the Sharpie to the edge of where my last cut was, brought it down, and then brought it up just to match the top corner. So I'm just going to cut this out. Okay, so now that we have it cut in this diagonal shape, we could just trim off any pieces that we feel like are in the way or will make it less even than we want it to. So I'm just going to give it a little trim. Okay. So now that I've just given it a little bit of a trim, we can start getting into our decorating. So because this particular box is so colorful, I'm going to paint over it with a base coat of white, like I suggest in a lot of the videos. Just because, again, when you start off with just a basic base coat, it's easier to bring out some nice colors. So I'll see you guys once this is all painted. So now that I have my box painted white, as you can still kind of see the logo on there, but that's okay because we're going to be covering this up anyway. So I'm going to take my scraps of paper and some Mod Podge and just kind of do a little collage. You can do whatever you like with your own. But personally, I've found that this always turns out pretty nice. So just make sure to plan ahead of what you want to do. So while I start planning, I'll let you guys get to your room. See you in a bit. So I've only planned out a little bit of what I want to put on here, but since I have a little bit of it planned out, I'm going to start putting on the Mod Podge. Now, Mod Podge is a water-based sealant. I have found that it is fantastic, especially for projects like this, where I want everything to turn out fairly nice and shiny, but at the same time, I don't want to use a whole lot of glue or anything like that. Plus, it's pretty great for most projects. And especially for a project like this, where I am basically collaging / putting pieces of paper all together. And again, I know it's white right now, but it will all dry clear once everything is down. So I'm going to keep going with this, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So after it's dried a bit, as you can see, everything has been put together, and now it's ready for some files to go in. So this is something quick and easy, and just don't be afraid to make mistakes like I unfortunately did. I ran out of scrap paper and had to paint over the back just a tiny bit, but it still works and I still like it. I'm still going to end up using it. So I hope you enjoyed this craft, and we'll see you again very soon. Have a good one.